everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing Your Spiritual Streams. My name's Tandra, and today we are going to do our 2022 predictions for what you might come across during the year, the kind of things that you might be dealing with, some of the energies that are going to be happening, maybe a little bit of advice if that pops up, or just to give you an idea of the kinds of things you can look forward to for the coming year. We do base this on your astrological sign, and it's for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. So it's a good idea to watch all three of those readings. That way you can get a better idea of what your year might be like. We do this slightly different than other readers in that for each sign, you will have 3 piles to choose from. So hopefully the reading will be a little bit more specific to you, because not all Aries are the same, not all Pisces are the same, and so forth. And so there are liable to be some slight nuances or differences in each pile, and that way you have a better chance of maybe getting a little bit more detailed reading. These are the decks that will be used in the readings. So this is just letting you know the kind of decks we're going to be using. This is the Modern Witch. This is the Gypsy Fortune Telling. This is the Old Style Laramand. This is the Romance Tarot. This is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck. And this is the Witch's Tarot. So those are the tarot cards that we will be using in each of the readings. Okay, so next will be the introduction for each specific video. There will be an introduction to let you look at the piles and let you decide which readings to go to, and then we'll get to the readings for each one. So we look forward to seeing you there. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your 2022 reading for the year. As promised, we have 3 piles here for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the Aquarius symbol. We have pile 2 with Aquarius written out, and pile 3 with the constellation Aquarius. We're going to give you some time to reflect on these piles to decide which one to go to. Don't forget to check out your other readings that correspond to your sun, moon, and or rising signs, because that gives you a better idea of your full picture for the year. Okay, we're going to give you some time to reflect. When you are ready, there are timestamps in the description that will lead you directly to your pile, and we'll see you at that reading. Hello, Aquarius, pile 1. Those of you that chose the Aquarius symbol here. We have a lot we're going to look at today. We have our Black Moon Astrology card, and we will be reading out of the booklet for that, because there's a lot of information in the booklet, and I wouldn't want us to miss out on an important energy or keyword or something like that. We also have our Tarot and Laramand cards to help clarify that information, and our charms as well. We also have our Romance Tarot here that will help clarify anything about your romantic life for the year. And then we have our Oracle Spheres, where you can think of your yes or no question that you'd like to get an answer to, as well as the angel numbers, so that they have a chance to communicate some extra information to you for you to get some information on, or have lucky numbers or whatever. All right, so let's see what our Black Moon Astrology card has to say today. Okay, number 3, Mercury, the mind, the air sign. Okay, number 3. Okay. Mercury, the planet of intelligence and talking, is the closest planet to the sun, also making it its fastest planet to move through the zodiac. The Mercury card suggests you must put forth effort behind your talk. The god Mercury is the Roman counterpart of the Greek god Hermes, the messenger with wings at his heels and on his hat. Connected to everything associated with the mind, quick wit, brevity, mental flights, trickery, inspiration, and also movement, as in moving ahead, and also transits. Mercury gives a poetry to the imagination, since the gods Mercury and Hermes are related to the Egyptian god of Thoth, god of writing, patron of scribes, and those who work as divine mediators and interpreters. The god Mercury and his counterparts also have very much to do with magic and medicine. When it comes to the body, Mercury rules the eyes, brain, nerves, as well as the fingers and toes. In ancient Greece, Hermes was the god of roads and transportation, and was the son of Apollo, the sun god. This makes sense, Mercury being the closest planet to the sun. Mercury is also a comedian and can be a bit of a trickster. Just when the energy seems to be flowing one way, Mercury changes the direction. Might we add, Mercury is spontaneous and insanely flexible. Mercury is the wisdom and the stupidity found in intelligence, when it is not connected to the heart or the feelings. Mercury maximizes the imagination, but can also symbolize the liar when it comes to double talk and mixed meanings. It is the planet of gaslighting, causing purposeful confusion in the minds of others to gain something not really deserved. However, Mercury shows how mentally sharp and flexible we are, our mental range, and how eloquent. Mercury tends to be chatty, superficial, and into playing games, psychological games, and other types of puzzles. Mercury governs friendly relationships and also the Freudian slip, where you say something that doesn't come out as intended but actually reveals your real thoughts. When the Mercury card presents itself in a reading, it is time to use all of your mental faculties to get your point across. Words and how you use them are very significant. It may mark a period where you either have to talk your way out of something or talk your way into something. Whatever the reason or occurrence, how you communicate through writing or speaking is of utmost importance here. Composition, writing, or editing may figure in. It is not a time to stay static or to sit still. Beware of gossip and other scandals. The important thing to remember is that what you say in this situation can and will be used against you, so choose your words wisely. The planet Mercury also rules over technology, so if your question is about career or a job, you can be certain mastering some newer form of technology is about to come into play. Since Mercury is a planet of speed, you can expect to see fast developments. Regarding romance or relationships, it can mean that friendship is the best option for you now. The time is not yet ripened to enter a relationship with the person. You may attract partners and perhaps friends who are non-emotional, highly rational, and objective. These lovers or friends may be offended by flip remarks or joking over serious matters. You may become involved with someone who double talks, is witty, but who does not emotionally connect. This is also the card of brothers and sisters as well as twins. Now marks a period which involves observation, reasoning, taking things apart and putting them back together as they were in your own order, as it is a time of flighty emotions and matters developing quickly. Mercury also signifies travels, maps, and staying in motion, so you may be going on a trip, a more noteworthy vacation than the usual trips you take. The matter in question is best served by using intellect, weighing the matter, being reasonable, and also being spontaneous in your responses. Codes and forms of magic may also figure in. Mercury brings on keen awareness, so use your mind and what you know to the fullest in this matter. The Mercury card in brief: writing, words, being good with words and numbers, counting, the number 7, books, magazines, libraries, reading voraciously, the post office, mail, the internet, telecommunications, software, speech, impromptu speaking, incessant talking, communication, debates, the key to knowledge, teachers and education, having deep, penetrating perception, exactitude, sharpening your wit, comedy, using humor, maps and following maps, vehicles, roads, staying in motion, speed, swiftness, siblings, youth and appearing youthful, eyes, fingers, the brain and the voice box, merchants in anything mercantile, being versatile, being adaptable, being expressive and animated, as above so below, playing pranks, being a trickster, lying when the truth serves you better, remaining elusive, talking while not listening, being hard to pin down, remaining deft and outwitting any opponents. The corresponding tarot card is the Magician, and the key ideas are speaking, travel, speed, coordination, adeptness, arguments, glibness, and technology. So a lot going on there. So let's see what your cards have to say about this situation. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man again, the Princess of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Empress, the Chariot, okay, the Wheel of Fortune, Baby, and Book, number 26. Whew, okay, a lot going on here. Give me a second to get all my thoughts together on this, because there's a lot kind of flying in here. But I think it's all related to, a couple of different things. It just has to be organized here. Okay. Okay. First of all, I think something quick this year is coming towards you that's going to change up the way you do things, or your life in general, or it's going to be kind of a awakening for you, or a trying to think of the right words. Basically, with the Chariot card and with the Wheel of Fortune, along with the swiftness and the other things that we talked about with Mercury and the third house and whatnot, that something swift moving. The Chariot is a very swift moving kind of energy. And the Wheel of Fortune is kind of turning things around, moving things around. I feel like something is going to turn you on your head, basically. You have the Hanged Man twice. He's turned on his head. He's upside down. He is upside down for a good reason. And he usually gets some sort of enlightenment from this, and thinks things through in a different manner than the way he thought about it before. He gets a different perspective on the idea of whatever it is he's thinking. And I do feel like whatever changes is coming towards you, or that you are getting ready to go through, will change how you think about your life. It will change your perspective on things quite a bit. Okay, now there is a possibility that this swift change will come about through some sort of written word or communication. Okay, it's also very possible that it will deal with your work environment. We don't specifically have the Eight of Pentacles, but we do have two other eights, and the eights to me do symbolize work and work-related matters, and you do have two of those here in the reading. One of them that does deal specifically with communication, like the Eight of Wands here. You notice the Falcon is coming back here and bringing messages. And then this one deals with your emotions. It also shows going on a journey or completing things up and that kind of thing, with the Eight of Cups lined up here. So this is possible to do with your work related matters, and it is possible that it will be communicated to you through some sort of written communication. Okay. The other change that could be involved here is you might decide to go back to school and learn a whole new profession, or a whole new, like whatever it is you're doing now. You may decide you want to totally change that up, and you might go to school. It doesn't have to be college, and it just might be a trade school or some sort of classes taking, to learn whatever it is you want to learn. But that you are probably going to learn and do a lot of reading and communication and other things in relation to whatever this is. And it's probably dealing with your career. It's probably dealing with your work, that kind of thing. Okay? Like I said, it's going to kind of turn you on your head. It's going to change up the way you think about things. It's going to do that kind of thing. the baby symbolizes over here, not necessarily a baby, although babies definitely can turn around your head and change up your world. But in this case, I see it more as you almost being a newfound baby, and whatever this is, you will be new. You're just starting out. You're just learning it. You're just going forward, kind of thing. It's almost putting you back into baby steps again. It's almost putting you back as being a novice at whatever it is, because it's time for you to move forward and move on now, and you're going to be doing something new and something different. Whew. Okay, now let me think if there's anything else with these specific cards that I want to talk about. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to your Romance Tarot and talk about that specifically. But let me make sure there wasn't anything. The only thing with this is you may, some of you, and this won't resonate with everybody, okay? So this is, I think that's why I've been kind of hesitant to say it, because it's kind of just for a few of you that this will resonate with, is a few of you might start looking into communications with the spirit realm, or your connection to spirit, or being a little bit more in that type of thing. Like you might decide to learn astrology or numerology, or especially numerology. I can really see numerology because of the importance of Mercury with numbers and things like that. But it could be astrology, numerology, tarot reading, things like that. I feel like there might be some interest of yours in this field, and you might decide very much. I even think of handwriting analysis, which is something people haven't done in a long time, but they do sometimes use it in certain court proceedings or other legal things. So that could be something of interest for you to learn or do or deal with. Like I said, that won't resonate with everybody. That was just kind of something that came out there, and I thought maybe I should put it out there for those of you that might resonate with. You might understand where I'm coming from on that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to your romance cards and see if there's anything specific that might pertain to that. Okay, that, and this card right here. Okay. We do have the Two of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. One of the energies I get, and this has been true for almost every single reading, so it must be almost a universal kind of thing this year. But if you are in a relationship that's strong, stable, you've been in it for a while, you haven't noticed any rockiness, or there hasn't been a lot of fighting, or other things that show cracks in that relationship, then it's more than likely it will remain a decent relationship during the year. You have the two Queen energies, which kind of show that stability, that you've got the Cups and the Pentacles, so that's kind of mind and body and soul sort of energy going on here. You do have the Queen of Pentacles twice in your reading, which means you might benefit financially from a lover or loved one this year. That's a possibility. Okay, now, it is also a possibility this year that we talked about changing things up, being put on your head, thinking about things from a different perspective. It is possible that you will have a choice to make in your love life this year, or in prospective lovers. You do have two different queens. That means you could have two different types of personalities. You have the Two of Swords. That could mean being at a crossroads, or a decision to make, or something like that. In relation to that, if you are not in a relationship and a couple of different people present themselves to you, one of them might be more practical and down to earth and steadfast that way, and one might be a little bit more emotional, or a little bit more in touch with their feelings, that kind of energy. It is also possible that one might make you feel more emotional and one might make you feel more emotionally, financially secure, and make you feel a bit more intellectual and things like that. So there is a possibility that you will have two different types of personalities that you'll be choosing from, or just two people that you might choose from. It's also very possible that you won't actually choose a specific person to be in a relationship with this year. You might just kind of have friends or companions or other things. That's not unusual for Aquarians to do that. And that is a very big possibility this year for you. So that is something that's going on there. If you are in a rocky relationship or one that's not as steadfast, it's not real clear whether or not you will stay in that relationship this year, because I believe it's a possibility of either or. You might stay in it because it might be the easiest thing to do, or you might just totally change everything up and say goodbye and leave. It's really hard to say on that, so I'm not going to make any kind of specific predictions on those types of scenarios, because I feel like the energy is too muddled on that to really know. So it must be a lot of different scenarios there for you guys. Okay, so that's what you have going on that way, but you are definitely going to be looking at things from a new perspective this year. You're going to have some change in your fortunes, not necessarily monetary, although could be, but just a change in your life in general, probably kind of a swift change. I do see possibly learning or going back to school or studying or starting out something new as a possibility. I also see as a great big possibility of switching careers or changing up to a new type of job. Maybe even one that requires a little bit more practicality, a little bit more level-headedness, a little bit more knowledge and things like that. So those are the energies we got going on with those things. Now, why don't we look at your charms and see if we can clarify anything else even further, or if we have anything else we might want to say. All right, let's give them a really good shake up here so we get a really clear understanding. Wow, hardly it came out. Okay. We do have the horseshoe that came up. There might be some luck happening this year. We did talk about the Wheel of Fortune turning and so forth. So you might have some lucky, fortuitous stuff come to you that had not been there before. Some lucky situations, some things come up that you might realize, wow, that was really cool. I met this person, or I had this idea come to me, or I was told about this, or something like that. There is that energy. You have the Just One Life charm, and I really love that charm, especially in your reading, because it's important. Spirit kind of wants you to know, this is kind of a message directly from Spirit through this, is that you only have one life to live, and you should make it as enjoyable and happy as you possibly can. And what that message pertains to specifically, let's say you are in a job that you absolutely hate and despise and really don't want to do. Or you're in a relationship that you hate and despise and don't want to do. Or you are just not happy with your general life and situation right now the way it is. This year is a perfect prime time to change those things up and become much more happier with your life, much more freer, doing kinds of things that you want to do and that you enjoy doing, and so forth. So that is kind of an important message for you guys to get for this year. You do have the dream, so this is a good year for you to dream about things as you would like them to be, or how you would like them to come up. You have two energies. You have the Two of Swords, which you already had earlier, and the Two of Pentacles. The twos, to me, just as twos by themselves, do show possible partnerships. They do show the two different paths that we talked about. We do have the Two of Swords, and I often think about a person deciding between one path and another. You have that energy again. We also have the Two of Pentacles. That's to get balance back in your life. It's usually trying to juggle between one pentacle and another and get it, on an even keel and trying to get your life even. So those are the kind of energies that are coming through with those cards. You also have the seahorse, which to me is kind of a really unique creature of the sea and so forth. And to me, that shows that you need to let your uniqueness out. You need to be who you are. You need to, and I think it might symbolize that you will be thinking of things differently. Seahorses are different. One of the things when I think of them, I'm sure there are many other symbols and signs with seahorses, but I often think of the fact that the males take care of the young and do that kind of thing. And that's unusual in most species, especially in the ocean or in water like that. And so once again, that shows that uniqueness, that difference, that something that makes them special. And so when I see that, I quite often think of that as implying that the person that the reading's for is also special and needs to see that and look into it. Okay, we do have the hammer. I like that energy for your reading because it shows the building that might be going on this year, the, building things up, because this is a really good year to build up your knowledge and anything like that that's, not quite up to snuff yet. Whew, okay, so that's what we got going on with your charms. Let's look at your oracle spheres. You have 4 different stands here to choose from. You think of a question that has a yes or no answer that can be given with it. You have blue, purple, gold, and green. You decide which stand you'd like to get your answer on, and we will go out and get your answers. We have the number 1, blue, is a very likely. Number 2, purple, is a very likely. Number 3, gold, is a yes. And number 4, green, is a maybe. So we have very likely, yes, and a maybe. Okay, so there are your oracle sphere answers. Let's look at your angel numbers. Ooh, the stands are falling over. We have 5 stands. We have silver, gold, blue, bronze, and green. You decide which stand, or you can pick more than one, you would like to get your angel numbers on. There are links in the description to a couple of websites that will let you know what specific angel numbers mean, so it might let you know what the angels are trying to communicate to you through that way. But you can also use the numbers as lucky numbers for the year, or as possible important dates or months for the year. People utilize these in lots of different ways. So however that resonates with you, that you would like to use these numbers, okay? So the number 1, silver, is 46. Number 2, gold, is 28. Number 3, blue, is 6. Number 4, bronze, is 31. And number 5, green, is 43. So we have 46, 28, 6, 31, and 43. So those are your angel numbers for today. Thank you so much for being here for this reading. Don't forget to check out the other videos that correspond to your sun, moon, and rising signs. That will give you a better picture of the year. Do check out our other videos. We do put out a lot of timeless tarot readings, usually once a week. We also have our daily messages from Spirit that we do every day. So we look forward to seeing you in other videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius, Pile 2. Welcome to your 2022 reading. Those of you that chose Aquarius right now. We have a lot to look at today. We have a Black Moon Astrology card, in which we will be reading out of the booklet for. That has so much information in here, and I just don't want you to miss out on some important energies or other things that might come through for you there. We do have our tarot cards that we will clarify everything with. We also have our charms that we will do that with as well. And then we have our oracle spheres where you can think of a yes or no question. We also have our angel numbers where they can communicate some specific messages to you for the year. And we do our romance tarot as well, where we'll check on your romantic life and find out a little bit more about that for the year. All right, so let's see what we've got going today. Ooh, number 17, Leo, I will. Very pretty card. All right. Leo is very strong. And let's take a look here. Okay. This is the card of honor and strength. Proud and strong, those born under the sign of Leo are all about integrity. They are ruled by the sun, which is a light and a force which cannot live without. We would be left in darkness. Like the sun, Leos are warm and vital personalities. They intend to make their mark on the world, have a secret wish to be admired, and they want their time on earth to mean something. Not willing to be another link in the chain, Leos want to stand apart from the rest. Some may be known for their dramatic beauty, while others are clowns or at least the life of the party. The sign of Leo reigns over children, creativity, and the stage or public arena. Leos make great actors, television workers, book publishers, artists, salespersons, and posers. What they do must count and be unique. To overlook a Leo brings about great resentment in him or her, but generally Leos are too proud to ever say so. When the Leo card comes up in a reading, expect to be at the center of something and be recognized. It may be to do with awards, a television appearance, at a conference or a public forum, or any place where people gather. Your talents are about to be singled out for special recognition. Creativity should be part of this endeavor. Children or youth or the young at heart may figure in too. This is a time for standing out and making sure you are counted. You are going to be appreciated for your unique qualities. It is about to happen. Your life is soon to be filled with creative fun, optimism, and youthful adventure. Since Leo rules the 5th house, this card can indicate romance entering your life. It will be generous, open, and playful. It may be a connection where you will work together on an idea or possibly ventures with a vision that will create new things for the public to enjoy. The way you appear to others is important now, and this card indicates growth in both reputation and career. You may opt for a new look. If you are looking to change careers, something original or to do with the public will be likely. If a job emphasizes team players, you will soon be out as one of the leaders. Whatever is happening, you're at the center of it, and it will be an adventure. This might mean being a bit of a gypsy, traveling, going with the flow, and trusting in your ability to make it all work out, and it will. The pleasure principle and a temptation to spend a lot of money may also factor in. You could take a gamble and win, but show caution. You may experience strange and exotic circumstances where you will have to play queen or king. Your routine could come to involve changing hats and doing many different things. Odd or eccentric individuals may come your way, and if so, you may want to give them a chance, as they could end up giving you help and advance your cause. This is a time of being spontaneous and living in the moment, and a grand approach is necessary. It is time to part the clouds and let the sun shine through. Be playful, be bold, and end up a winner because of the luck and the light are on your side. The Leo card in brief. The spirit, personality. The heart, romance. The start of a romance, fun and crazy romance, romantic desires, flings, passion, the heart of the matter, grandiosity, that which is beautiful and makes a statement, creative invention, a work of art, or being individual. Cats, children, lots of noisy children, the classroom, excitement, play and where you go to play, bars, nightclubs, music, concerts, theater. Circuses, parties, campfires, being with people while asserting your own unique personality, wanting to be the center of attention, the stage and screen, public persona, publicity, talent agents, being in the news, the ego, showing dignity, being honorable, problems with the upper spine and neck, heart palpitations, circulation issues, being there for others, breaking the ice, pride without arrogance, and the corresponding tarot card is strength. And the key ideas are the individual, creativity, play, children, the stage, standing out, and the heart. Whew, a lot going on there. Let's take a look at your cards and clarify this some and see how this relates to your year. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 4 of Swords. The 6 of Swords. the Queen of Cups, the Judgment card, the Fool, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, okay, and the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Lady card and Anger. Okay. First of all, I saw a need to want to travel. I feel like you have a need to travel this year, or it will be something requested of you or, thrust upon you this year. But I feel like either you feel like you have a need to travel, like you really want to go, or you will be asked to for work or for some other reasons. It's like, please, you must go do this. So I do think that travel might be involved in your year, or at least something highly thought about in your year. And that's and that's through a few things. There is some possible adventure involved with this travel. I think it might bring some newness and excitement into your life when it comes to that kind of thing. So we've got that. I also feel like this is something that only came through for a few readings this year, but so if you get another reading, if you go look at your sun, moon, and rising videos that correspond to the other ones you haven't looked at yet, if you look at those and you get one of the messages that states this that I'm getting ready to say, then it's definitely even more possibility. But I think that there's a possibility that quite a few of you may get pregnant this year or bring a child into the world. Or add a child to your family in some way, like through adoption or something. The reason why I say that is the Leo energy is very much about children. It's about that kind of thing. And I did see the Fool card, which kind of gave me the idea of children. And the Seven of Cups, I thought about manifestation and bringing things in your life that you want, like possible children kind of thing. So that was also with the Cups energy, the Queen of Cups and so forth, and the Knight of Cups. I just felt like something that might be emotional to you, or you would feel emotional connection to, might bring forth into your life that way too. So that was an energy that came through. Obviously, that's not for everybody watching the reading, but if that resonates with you or something that you would like to see happen, then this is definitely a very good opportunity for that. If it's something you're just absolutely like, no way, don't want that, don't need that, be aware that it is a possibility, and take steps to try to help fix that. The other things I'm seeing here in the reading is also possibly a new romance. We'll look at your romance tarot here in a moment, and that might help us figure out as well. But for some reason, that is just something that came to me, partly with the Fool card, partly with the Lady card, partly with all the Cups energy, is that I feel like it is possible for you to get into a relationship that you feel very strongly about or are passionate about, and so forth. So that's another energy from the Leo energy that I kind of see here. Now, there is a couple of other things that kind of have come out here, or at least one or two. So I want to look at those. I do feel like there's going to be some argument or some battles or some types of energy like that that you might be dealing with, especially early on in the year, like in the first 3 months. This won't necessarily be with a partner or a love mate. This could be other family members or friends or that kind of thing. But there is an energy of some fighting, some anger, some, no, it's this way, and well, no, it's that way, kind of energy where there's going to be that kind of thing. The Leos are very passionate, fiery individuals, and they can be quick to anger. And so I do feel like that with the anger card here in the Leo energy, that is a possibility, that angers and tempers and other things might flare up, especially in the first few months, and might cause some issues that way. So that's kind of an energy that kind of came through on that. And you will be working your way past that, working your way of moving forward and only paying attention to that anger and other stuff just slightly, but then moving on from it. Okay, going on to a different part of your journey. That's the energy I'm kind of seeing here. So there might be some emotional flare-ups and some emotional things happening this year when it comes to some of that kind of thing. Okay, so those are the energies. We're talking traveling, journey, possible children, newness, possibly a new passionate love affair. We're talking some battles and anger and other things like that early on. Those are the kinds of energies that we've got. Let's move on and look at your tarot cards and see what specifically about your romantic life we might get. Okay. Alrighty. We have the Queen of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, definitely possibility of a passionate relationship happening this year. If you are in a relationship already, it's possible that renewed passions will show up during the year. And there could be some of that fiery fighting energy that we did talk about, especially in the first few months. Other than that, your relationships do show some promise of being happy or at least stable. Trying to think of the right word. Not even stable, just so much as doing well. I kind of see that for especially if you're already in an established relationship. I consider it kind of matured. One, grandfathered in basically. If you've been in a relationship and you've been in for a while and it's not a rocky one, it's pretty well going to stand the test of time, I think, and be able to do really well this year with that. But as far as new relationships go, if you get into any new ones at all this year, which is a possibility for sure, they might be quite passionate and quite fiery almost, or it might be with at least a passionate, fiery individual. So that's something for you to think about as you go on there. Okay, let's move on to our charms and see what those might have to say for us. Not very many charms want to come out. All right. Okay, we have the number 3. That shows some creative energies during the year. And actually, with the Leo energy, that is the 5th house, that is the creativity house, that is possibly movie theater, film, plays, things like that. But it is the creative energy. It's also the creating energy, such as children or having children or that kind of thing. So that once again came back out again in the reading that some of you might have some children. So that's just something to think about there. You do have the snake symbol, which to me can denote a couple of different things. One, it can denote a snake in the grass, which means that somebody's trying to undermine you or possibly working against you and so forth. And that may be part of the heat and arguments and things like that we were talking about earlier on, that it's possible it's with this person that you might, have a confrontation with or whatever. The other energy with the snake is wisdom. Okay, I think of being smart and intelligent and, being able to move on there that way. So that's the kind of energies we got going with the snake. We do have the here and now. That message usually means that we are skipping over what is already in our lives and we're, wanting something different, and we're not focusing on, what's right in front of us. And I suppose that could be an energy for you guys in that You might, try to think of how I want to put this. There is a possible energy that you guys will worry about the, that you will worry that you aren't appreciating life for everything it has to offer. That you're looking too far into the future, you're looking too far forward, too much into the past, and so forth, and that you're not focusing on what you feel right now, what's happening right now, and so forth. Okay, I don't know why why you wouldn't have known that, but it is possible that you guys just are not wanting to look at what you have right now, that you're just looking more towards the future. So I don't know why that is the case. I was getting a few other messages that kind of came through when I was talking about that. It was almost like, it was very odd. It was like somebody wasn't telling you something important. And I don't know what that would have had to do with that. But I need to put that out there because it came through, so I need to get that out there. That's why I said that. I don't know why she wouldn't have told you that. That's why I said that. It kind of came through, which is really weird. So I have no clue what that message is for or what's going on there, but hopefully you guys will understand that going on there. You do have the eye, which means you might focus on yourself a lot this year, and that is something that Leos have a tendency to do. They do like the focus to be attention on themselves. They do like that kind of thing, the card did say that it is very possible that you will have a lot of attention put on you this year, or getting certain accolades, or getting noticed, or that kind of thing. And with the eye there as well, that is a possibility. Okay, we do have the sheep and the swan. The sheep usually just means following along with everybody else, but in this case I say don't be a sheep. Don't follow along with everybody else. Don't go into that energy, because this is the year for you to shine. This is the year for you to be unique. This is the year for your special talents and abilities to be out there. If you just go along doing everything the way everybody else does, you will blend into the background and you won't get noticed. And this is the year for you to get noticed. The same thing with the swan. You think of the ugly duckling, beautiful swan scenario, in which once you turn into this beautiful swan, you get highly noticed and recognized and so forth. And that's kind of where I feel like you guys, the energy for you for the year. You do have the world, which means you have the world kind of at your fingertips this year. There is some possible travel involved this year for you guys, as far as traveling and seeing the world. But if nothing else, I just feel like a lot of the world is going to come to you this year. You're going to see a lot of the world, if not literally, you're going to see it figuratively, or through studies or schools, or people from other cultures coming to you, things like that. That is important energy for the year, and that is something that I think that you might be dealing with. You do have the sun or the star moon card here, or charm here. That particular charm usually means something to do with intuition. I don't know if that's going to play into your year a lot, or even if it has another connotation besides your intuition. But the moon does deal a lot with emotions and that kind of thing. And also, the moon can deal with your recognition through society, like people seeing you and knowing you and having some fame involved. The moon, a lot of people don't realize that, but the moon resonates with that energy as well. Basically, your public persona, your getting out there in the public seeing you, the public noticing you. And since that is an energy for this year for Leo, with the Leo energy here, this is a year that your peers and friends and other people that you know will quite possibly recognize you this year in a way that they have not done so in the past. Okay? So there's that. All right, let's go on to our oracle spheres. We have 4 different stands. We have green, purple, gold, and blue. You think of a yes or no question that you'd like to get an answer to, and we will go out and get your answers. Number 1, number 1 green is a probable. Got my P's mixed up there. Number 2, purple is a not sure. Number 3, gold is a not now. And number 4, blue is, might not be able to get that one. Every once in a while they hop under my chair and are practically impossible to get until I get up and move the chair. Alright, so we'll have to get another one. That must not have been the right answer. Or if it was, it will show up again. Alright. Number 4, blue is a yes. So we have probable, not sure, not now, and yes. Let's look at our angel numbers. We have 5 different stands. We have green, bronze, blue, gold, and silver. You pick at least one stand. You can pick more than one, and you can pick all 5 if you wish. Some people will use all 5 as lucky numbers for the year. That is one way you can use these. There are links in the description to a couple of websites that will tell you what each of these numbers mean individually, so that you can find out if the angels are trying to tell you something specific through those numbers. Okay, so let's get out our numbers. Ooh, okay, number 1 green is a 1. All about number 1. Okay, number 2 bronze is a 34. Number 3 blue is a 6. Ooh. And number 4 gold is a 24. And number 5 silver is a 7. So we have 1, 34, 6, 24, and 7. So those are your angel numbers for today's reading. Thank you so much for being here. We very much appreciate it. Don't forget to share the channel with your friends and family. If there's anybody out there that you know of that might appreciate the channel or get some enjoyment out of the channel, please let them know who we are and how to find us. We're Crossing Spiritual Streams, and we're at YouTube, or we have our URL that's in the description that you can copy and paste and send over to them by message or email or posting, and they can check us out. Do check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarots on lots of topics, and we do put out more videos every week. We also do our daily messages from Spirit, and those might be something you'd like to check out as well. We do look forward to seeing you again, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius, pile 3. Those are you that chose the constellation Aquarius here. Welcome to your 2022 reading. We have our Black Moon Astrology cards that we're going to look at. We're going to look in the booklet for that. There's a lot of information for each card in the booklet, and I won't want you to miss out on some important energies or other things by not looking at that. We have our tarot cards that we're going to use to clarify those. We also have our charms that we will also use for clarification, and then we have our romance tarot to tell us a little bit more about your romantic energy for the year. We do have our oracle spheres where you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to, and we have our angel numbers where the angels can communicate to you that way as well. Okay, so let's get started and find out what your year's got. We got the part of fortune increase. We had that in another reading as well. Okay, number 45. Let's take a look what this has to say. All right. In early mythology, Fortuna was the daughter of Jupiter, the god of good luck. She is the Roman goddess of destiny and bounty. Her name in Latin is Fere and means she who brings forth. The part of fortune is just one of the lots among several used in astrology. However, it is considered the most important one. Lots are also known as Arabic parts. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Western astrology picked up the Arabian and Persian practice of reading lots in a horoscope. Lots are based upon mathematical calculations, the distance between 2 points, with the degree of the rising sign, the ascendant, added to it. The part of fortune is the same distance from the longitude of the ascendant as the moon lies from the sun. So if the sun and moon are conjunct, that is, almost perfectly aligned, then the part of fortune will fall on the ascendant. If, on the other hand, the sun and the moon are in opposite of each other, then the part of fortune will fall on the descendant, the cusp of the 7th house. Many look upon the part of fortune as moon energy, which means the talents and gifts it endows upon an individual are both nascent and unconscious. It is as if its powers are waiting beneath the surface of water, and when the water is stirred by action and thought, then these talents and gifts emerge. When the part of fortune card turns up in a reading, it means a time when things begin to flow more easily and you will have your success. But success and how it will come about and how long it will take will very much depend upon the surrounding cards. You may want to take advantage of this time to easily flow into resolve conflicts. It is time to heal that toxic situation which has been so difficult to overcome. Since the part of fortune mostly means gifts, you may want to take on another area of study or master another art form. You are more creative and in tune with your imagination as well as your emotions. This card also means that benefits will suddenly be placed in your path. Since fortune is fate, it will very well seem as if you just stumbled onto them. Disagreements are improbable, but if they happen, you will likely take the high road. Another area that looks extremely fortunate is anything to do with public relations or promotion. This is a period of recognition and achievement. Your overall popularity is increasing and some type of recognition is on its way. It's also a favorable time for learning, of teaching, or taking exams. You may want to do good and honor others. Through this, you will gain respect and opportunity. You will heartily share what you have gained for yourself with others. Injustices of any kind will challenge and rouse you into action. If your question is in regards to romance or any other type of relationship, know that the situation is a fated one. It is meant for both of you to help fulfill each other's calling. This will not be a relationship you can ever move away from easily. Destiny is involved, so together you are called to achieve the master higher things that would be more difficult had you not met each other. In this, there will be challenges, even though the love will always remain. Your desire to fly is strong at the moment. Any shackles previously placed are being smashed and you are experiencing a release. Moving ahead is what this card is all about. Madame Fortune smiles upon you. The part of fortune card in brief. Inherent talents, the gifts one is born with, what comes easily, what is natural, instincts, perception, desires, success, gains, where one has good fortune, happiness, wealth, creativity, what flows in easily, having your needs provided for, encountering success, increased generosity, openness, public recognition, acclaim, good health, being virtuous, habits, patterns, sensation, a sense of belonging, the gifts of childhood, family issues, cycles, finding balance, anxiety, fear of failure, taking on more than you can handle, repairing what needs to be fixed, working off the grid, being responsible solely for your own victory, and the corresponding tarot card is the Ten of Pentacles. And the key ideas are where you are lucky, fortune, karmic triggers, destiny, and fate. Whew. Exciting stuff. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards here and see where that's leading us. Okay, karma. Okay, obviously fate and karma is playing a big role this year. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles. Oh, that's beautiful. The Seven of Wands. The Three of Wands. Or 2 or 5. Got 5. I don't know why. Okay, try that again. The Five of Wands. No clue what I was doing there. All right, the Princess of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. Wow, that's intriguing. You have the 33 Key card, which is a beautiful card, and the Desire card. Ooh, wow. Okay. What I find intriguing about your reading is the few swords energies that you have and the other, and a couple of the Wands energies here. I find those intriguing because a lot of those show conflict, some things like that going on, and that's weird because for the most part, I don't see that in your reading this time, and so there must be a reason why that came through like that. So we're gonna talk about this, okay? Okay. First of all, the one thing I want to talk about is the 33 key. It's the Seven of Pentacles card. It is a 33, which is a wonderful, creative, destiny card, destiny number. It's a master number. It's very much about your creativity, bringing forth new beautiful things. It's very much a fated kind of number, as well as we talked about the Power of Fortune was as well. The key shows that you have the key to turn, that you can bring forth beautiful things, basically, with that key. Okay? That goes so well with the Power of Fortune card, because I really believe with some of these other cards that we were seeing here, you do have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a corresponding card to that. I really feel like you're going to have a lot of really good, fortunate things happen for you this year. They could be monetary in value, or in they could be monetary things coming to you, but a lot of it I also see as being relationship driven this year. So it could be a lot dealing with your romantic life, or with other people being very fortuitous coming into your life. We will look at your romance tarot here in a moment with that. But it is also, you do have a couple of other signs that this could be financially related, but I really feel like it's mostly just your earthly desires. The things that you would like to have in your life, the things that you would like to fulfill. You have a huge opportunity for those things to happen for you this year, and for those things to come about. And that's really beautiful. Now, back to the cards that I was concerned about earlier, because they didn't seem to make a lot of sense with your reading, or at least they, were kind of odd, is, I'll talk about these cards specifically. Okay. You have the Three of Swords, you have the Five of Swords, you have the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Usually, these cards, or quite frequently, these cards mean conflict, change, heartache, those kinds of energies, okay? And I don't see a lot of that in your year. So let's try to discern where they're at. Now, all cards in tarot do have opposite meanings. They might have a specific meaning one way or a lot of ways, and then they can have the opposite meaning a lot of times of what they are coming out as. And so what I see this as is the Three of Swords is very much can be a healing energy. And rather than the heartache one, rather than, those kinds of things. But this could be very much of a recovery type of thing, and so forth. The fives usually denote change, and this probably will be a change in your life, so that's one reason why they're probably here. The other thing is, like, the Five of Swords is quite often a victory, but there's usually a cost at that victory, kind of thing. But in this case, I see it just as the being victorious part coming through, that, things will work out in your favor, okay, if that makes sense. And then we have the Five of Wands. Quite often that's a learning situation. You notice how, they are fighting. Sometimes it is a fighting type of card. But in this case, it kind of shows a stalemate. Neither one are really winning. And so, once again, I think the five energy is what's important here. More so than the fighting energy that could be construed from that. And then the seven. We have the Seven of Wands. The Wands energy is a fiery, passionate kind of energy. The 7 is very much a protective energy, trying to protect yourself from any kind of conflicts or problems arising. You notice how they're putting up a levee dike kind of thing to keep the high waters from getting to them. And that 7 of Wands energy quite much has that energy. But the 7s also have an energy of dealing with spirit and divine purpose. And so, once again, I do believe it's the number on the card more so than the actual specific, 7 of Wands type of energy. That it's the 7 more than that. In that, I believe your year is going to show more of your divine purpose, your spiritual journey, the way it is supposed to come out, kind of thing. Okay, it goes along with the karma card there, I guess, a little bit. So that is the energy I got from those. I usually don't sort them out like that. Usually I don't, go into that kind of detail, but I guess I just felt like if you guys saw these cards, you'd be like, well, why is everything hunky-dory? Why is everything coming up roses? Why is it all good? And that's kind of the explanation I have for it. The other possibility is that early on in the year, for a while, things will be kind of mixed up, messed up, require your attention to protect yourself. You will eventually become victorious over some of these things, that kind of thing. And then the part of fortune will kick in. Fortunate events will come about a little bit more. You'll finally gain the key it takes to unlock your part of fortune, that kind of thing. Okay, so that is the other possibility for why those cards have shown up and their specific meanings in your reading. Okay, so I wanted to present it to you both ways, so whichever way resonates with you the most that you'll get. Okay, let's move on to your romance cards and see what we might see in your life romantically, specifically. Okay, now one of the things I will say in relation to your love life is I do believe it's going to be a really good year. One of the things that part of fortune talked about was that you might have a fated relationship coming about, that kind of thing. Okay. The reason why I put that card back is because 2 came out and I only wanted 1. Okay, let's take a look here. We got the 8 of Cups, we've got the 2 of Wands, and we have the 7 of Wands. Okay, once again, another 7. So I do feel like if you are getting into a relationship this year, if you're not already in one, things aren't already happening, you find somebody this year, I do believe your part of fortune card was correct in that it will be a fated relationship. It will be destined. It will be an important one. Okay. I do also feel like you do have the opportunity to get into a very passionate relationship and a very good one that way. The 8 of Cups energy for me shows that there might be an ending to a relationship for you this year. We did have that 3 of Swords energy, which oftentimes will mean that sort of heartache kind of thing coming on. And it is possible that you will be ending a relationship this year. But that just means that karmically it was meant to end and it's time for something better and more more for you to come to you this year. Okay. I don't know, how many of you that will be for, whether that's a huge thing or just a few of you or that kind of thing. So I don't know, how much you need to think about that. For some reason, I don't have any specific information about those of you that are in a really good, solid, steady relationship, whether or not that will last or not. this year. The messages for almost every reading for that particular scenario is that they would remain quite solid and quite happy and together. In your particular reading, that is not necessarily coming through, so I don't know if I just don't have the answer, or if maybe a few of those relationships might not make it, or don't know. I'm not saying that all of you are going to split up and break up and fall apart and meet somebody new this year. I'm definitely not saying that. But it is possible that some of you will be doing that. It's also possible that some of you guys will change up your relationship in that this is for very few of you, okay? But it's an energy that's coming through, so I feel like I need to say it. In that there are some of you that are in a relationship that is with the wrong type of partner. And what I mean by that is you could be in a same-sex relationship or in an opposite-sex relationship, and it really needs to be the opposite way. That is a possibility for a few of you, and that may be one reason why things change up. Maybe you'll find your true person, with whoever you've not been with the opposite of that. Okay, that is a message for a few of you. If that resonates with you, that was for you. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, but that came out, so we need to say it. All right, so let's take a look at your charms and see what we got going on with those, and if there's any other energies or messages or other things for the year that we need to look at. Okay. Wow, you have another key. I really like that because it shows you have a lot of keys coming to you this year. You can open up a lot of opportunities, a lot of really cool things coming to you because you have the keys to open all those doors now. So I really like that. We do have the purple llama, which usually to me resonates as being something unique and different but beautiful. And so you guys are unique and different but beautiful. Also, your life is going to be a little bit more unique, difficult, and beautiful this year. So that's just kind of that coming there. We do have the Saturn energy, which usually shows this is a long time coming. This is something you've been, your year, this year, the way things will be unfolding is something you've been wanting and wishing or working towards for a long time. Once again, it's also a fated energy. Saturn very much is about what is to come to us, that is meant to come to us, at some point in time in our journey. So once again, it has to do with that fated type of things that are going on. We do have a teddy bear. Usually when I see the teddy bear, I think of children. It's very possible some of you will have children this year. It's not been coming through much in the other part of the reading, but I did want to say that for a few of you. That is something that might be one of the things that would be a fortunate event for you this year that could come forward. We do have the fox. I always think of the fox in good terms, in that they're very smart, they're intelligent, they're cunning. They can get what they want easily through, sometimes through trickery or other things, but that they can get the kind of things that they want. That's usually a good energy to me, in that this is the time that you should be able to get the kind of things that you want to do just by being who you are and being cunning. We do have the Two of Hearts. That's the Two of Cups. That is a coming together. So there is a possibility for you to meet up with somebody that you will come together in that kind of loving energy this year. Or even that you will have partners that aren't even love partners, just somebody that will come to you that you were fated to know, that will help you out in your life in some way, shape, or form, that you guys are destined to know each other, and that kind of thing. So that energy is also playing forth in the reading as well. We do have the French horn. This is a good year for creativity. The reason why I'm saying that is if you guys have some creative pursuits and some other things that you would like to get out there, the part of fortune will help you get the recognition and the other things that might come with that. And so if that resonates with you, if that's something you guys have been thinking about, then, go ahead and definitely do that. We do have an M. That can mean, a letter, just an initial, just, whatever. Or if you think of a word, I thought the word me. So, obviously, thinking about me is an important thing this year, kind of thing. All right, we also have the Jack of Spades. Okay, and that's either the page or the Knight of Swords. And that's a really good energy because the pages of Swords, they're very... the Swords energy brings forth a lot of really good ideas, a lot of really neat things like that. And if it's the page, you think of that youthful vitality and vigor and excitement and that kind of thing. So I really feel like that's something that could be coming forth in your life here. All right, let's move on to our Oracle spheres. This is where you think of a yes or no question that you would like to get an answer to. We have 4 different stands. We have gold, green, purple, and blue. You decide which stand you'd like to get your answer on, and we will go through and get those. Okay, number 1, gold, is probable. Number 2, green, is very likely. Number 3, purple, is not likely. And number 4, blue, is not likely. Okay. So we have a probable and a very likely, and then a not likely and a not likely. So there are your Oracle sphere answers. Let's take a look at your angel numbers. We have 5 different stands. We have silver, gold, blue, green, and bronze. You decide which one you'd like to get your answer on. You can pick more than one stand. You can even use all 5 stands. Some people like to use those as their lucky numbers. But in any case, there are links in the description that will let you know. They're taking to websites that'll let you know the meaning of each individual number and give you an idea of what the angels might be trying to say to you specifically and tell you through that number. Or some people will use numbers as specific dates or important months or other things throughout the year. So however you would like to utilize these, or what you'd like to do with them is really up to you. But let's get our answers here. All right, number 1, silver, is a 16. Number 2, gold, is a 22. Number 3, blue, is a 5. Number 4, green, is a 41. And a number 5, bronze, is a 52. All right. Those are your numbers. You have 16, 22, 5, 41, and 52. So there are your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and share the channel with your friends and family. If there's anybody you know out there that might enjoy the channel, that might get some information from it, anything like that, please make sure that you tell them how to find us. We're at Crossing the Spiritual Streams on YouTube, or we have our unique URL that is listed in the description, and you can copy and paste it and give it over to them. Do check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot videos. We do put out videos every week, and a lot of them are timeless. We have a lot of them already uploaded on the channel for you to check out. We do also do our daily messages from Spirit. So we look forward to seeing you again, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.